Welcome to the IAM Winter Solstice Symposium.
Deborah Koff-Chapin here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And fire tenders, now we're moving into the ceremonial part. If you're just joining us now, all of the housekeeping instructions are on a separate video. And Bridget, you'll have to let me know because I'm not watching it right here. I can't even see if we're live because it won't let me out of that one. So I'm assuming that we're live.
Yes, everything's going well.
Okay, great. So this is the 9th annual Fire Tenders IAM Symposium gathering. And the first one that I videotaped, and I'm maybe a little pre-video, I was an early adopter, let's call it. I was trying to do live video 2012 in my backyard at the Healing Arts Center in Palm Desert. And so we're talking about like the beginning when it was really, I can't even, of the production we had to try to do that. And I think we did pretty good. But one of the things that I did get from it, and this is how we're going to start this, is with the 30 elder prayer. And so these were actually elders that we had that I'd called up and they all prayed, and I wove them all together from 2012. And why I think that's really important is because I believe in my windwork tradition is that was the doorway that opened for the collapse. It wasn't like everyone thought, 2012, we're now going into a new thing. Well, the way that cycles work is that one cycle ends, there's a gap, it's kind of like a little spread there, and then the other cycle begins. And so that was the period of when the dissolution began. And now everyone's talking that and trust me, I don't buy all these words because I think we make all them up too, that we're moving into this new age. I believe we're moving into a new epoch, but I don't think we finished the dissolution part yet. So when you listen to these prayers, just know that we were praying 12 years ago or 8 years ago for the same things we're living in right now. And so these were blessings that had been carried on the wind for all of this time. And then I'm going to actually use one of my new wind whistles, and I'm going to send the old cardinal winds off. And then I'm going to call in new winds so that we have a whole new experience with this solstice gathering that we have. And I'm not sure how this is going to affect the drawings that Deborah's going to do, but there are always a lot of synchronicities when we do this. And I want to thank for the music that you just heard is from Karen Calhoun, who happened to send that. So there's a lot of Whitby, which is my new home, influence in the solstice, and it just happened naturally. So I think that there is something new beginning, and we just don't even know what that looks like. So let's not put words on it. Let's not try to shape it by our definition of what this means or how this, truthfully, I don't believe we know. All I know is we can just show up as the best light tenders that we can be, energy gardeners, weaving up our energy so that we create something beautiful as we move forward. And I think this is an awesome way of starting, committing yourself to 14 days of keeping the light. Do you want to say anything before we start, Deborah? Or? She's okay, good. We might not be able to agree on everything, but we can certainly agree on keeping a light burning, whether it's a light, a battery operated, I've got a fire out in the pit, your purple flame, but showing up in absolute service to the light of the community is going to help us move forward with grace and ease into the next 2021. That I do believe. And for those of you who missed it, I pulled the inventor wind, Ilmarinen, as our collective wind for this group. And Ilmarinen is the Finnish wind, and it's about forge ahead. Anything is possible. So let's create from nothing a world of possibility that we all want to live in. So if you want to close your eyes and listen to these prayers, and then we'll just move right into the wind whistling. and then we'll come back and talk to Deborah as we get going for the touch drawing.
My name is Mari Mendoza in Palm Springs, California. This song comes from the Quechua Indians in Peru. Pachamama Muchanapi, Yudarinchus Mama Taito, Waisanchiska Unchista. Moon, I conscious pulsing chisma. Pachamama Muchanapi, Yudarinchus Mama Taito, Waisanchiska Unchista. Moon, I conscious pulsing chisma. Pachamama Muchanapi, Yudarinchus Mama Taito, Waisanchiska Unchista. Moon, I conscious pulsing chispa. Pachamama Muchanapi, Yudarinchus Mama Taito, Waisanchiska Unchista. Moon, I conscious pulsing chispa.
We call in the 4 directions of the fire now, and then we're going to drum and pray and anchor in the energy of the day. So So we ask the spirits of the East to come forward and be with us here. Those spirits of the new beginnings, those spirits of the day, the spirits of the animal way. We ask them to come forward and spend this day with us. We ask them to come forward and spend this time with us. We ask them to bless this fire. Spirits of the South, the children, the sun, the blazing energy. We ask it to come forward and burn away any and all things that are bothering us. We ask them to come forward with us today and do this. Do this in this way. We ask them to come forward with us today and take away. Spirits of the West, we ask you to be present with us. That place of where nations gather together. That place where the snow-capped mountains live. That place where we can find our animal spirits. We ask them to come forward with us. We ask all of them now to be present with us today. And the angelic beings to be present with us today. We thank them for being here. All those spirits of the West that want to come forward and be present at this place today. Oh, spirits of the North, my spirits of the North. My grandmother's place, my grandmother's home. We ask those spirits to come forward, those wise ones to be with us today, the avatars and the sadhus. We ask them to come forward and be with us today. We ask the people of knowledge to be with us today, the great bright brethren to stand with us today. We ask for my grandmother, Rita Pitkin Blumenstein, to stand with us here today. She is that woman of the North, the woman of the polar bear. We ask her to be with us today. Oh, great grandfather spirit in the sky, we ask you to be with us today. We ask you for your loving, we ask you for your light, and we ask you for your grace. We are so blessed by you, and thank you. And Grandmother, we thank you for holding our feet, and we thank you for the way that you are, and we thank you for each and every blessing that you give us. Grass, soil, food. We thank you for all of this. We are blessed by you.
Our next prayer is from Dr. Sharon Stroud from Interfaith Spiritual Center, Worldwide, Palm Springs, California, USA.
On this moment, we call in the angels, the archangels, and all enlightened beings to cleanse, purify, harmonize, balance, attune, and heighten the energy field. And as we make this divine call, acknowledging, when the rainbow appears, I will remember the everlasting covenant between me and all living beings. That one goes before us and prepares the way as we become a lamp unto our own feet, drawing others into our energy field. On this glorious day, we bless our feet. We bless the energy of understanding as we acknowledge our walk is a walk of faith. Our walk is a walk of compassion. Our walk is a walk of love. And as we draw in these energies and emanate the divine light, everyone and anyone who comes within our energy field is healed and uplifted in our presence. We bless every stumbling stone, having the willingness to transform it into the stepping stones for greater enlightenment, awareness, on the upward spiral, ever moving, going higher, going higher. As we bless this walk and this truth, we acknowledge though 1,000 be at our right hand and 10,000 at our left, the energy of the universe is in favor of us. So as we open the crown chakra, the divine flame, the violet flame, we bless every avatar, seer, and sage of the age. We open to that enlightenment. We allow ourselves to be at one with the energies of the universe. We are one. In this oneness do we live and move and have our being. In this oneness do we open to the truth that sets us free to be who and what we are. What I know is that right now, somewhere in the world, a Jew is saying his prayer. A Hindu is chanting a mantra, and a Buddhist is kneeling at her sacred shrine. Right now, at this very moment, someone is lighting a candle in a cathedral. Someone is making their Hajj toward Mecca, for it is the will of Allah. And yet someone else is lighting a fire in a jungle, repeating an ancient mystical drama. Many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit. In the dawning of the spiritual sun, for a moment all faiths became as one. The Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew became as one and somehow knew that mystic voice that calls to me, "Oh, yonder, yonder person, I am thee. We are one." And as we bless this oneness and this opportunity, this divine circle, this sacred hoop of life, creating ritual space, one with the other, we know intuitively at the very deepest level that we are intimately connected. We bless our Earth Mother, our Sky Father, the finned ones below, the winged ones above, Grandfather Sun, Grandmother Moon, the rock people that share their sermons and stones, the creepy crawlies that cleanse and purify the Earth Mother. Oh, yes. And our guardians, the trees, the standing ones, and our sister, the babbling brook that shares her song in a universe that is filled with song. And all the little four-leggeds that romp and roam and muse upon the Earth Mother that is their home. The two-leggeds that walk the good red road of peace and balance together, hand in hand, remembering we did not weave the web of life. We are a strand on it, and with great unconditional positive regard, we bless each strand on the web. We acknowledge the illumination, the enlightenment, and the opportunity to find that sacred place. Yes, keep your heart in all diligence, for out of it come the issues of life. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of man and woman the things which God hath prepared for them that love. On this sacred moment, this solstice moment, the awakening where the light penetrates the dark, it illuminates it, it absorbs it, it creates such an energy field. Ah, I see, I see, I see. In the seeing, we are one. In the seeing, do we embrace? In the seeing, do we dance? In the seeing, do we allow? In the seeing, do we feel our oneness? The oneness within us all now as we emanate this energy, as we kneel upon the Earth Mother with arms outstretched to Sky Father, feeling our connectedness with every living thing. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. Thank you, Great Mystery, that as we stand in this sacred circle together, it is all-inclusive. It is our planet. It is the energy of the universe. It is the star nations. It is every living thing. All life is teeming with this consciousness. And I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, within each of us. And so it is.
And now, as Deborah has already started drawing, and I will just call to the winds because there's really little left to say on that one. May the wind scatter. And how blessed it feels to combine the land that I just left with the land that I'm just arriving at. I love the color you're using over there. Deborah, you're on mute. You want to unmute?
Here we are.
I loved connecting my circles and my landscapes. So thank you. Are you going to show us what you're drawing?
Oh, well, you want to see what I've already done? Well, I did 3 drawings during those prayers. I realized it was going to go longer than I expected, so I thought, well, might as well just start drawing, but I didn't know if I was on screen, so I didn't move it down. But here's number 1. I can just go through them, what I've done.
Yeah.
The Pachamama.
Wow, that's a beautiful light. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. I was just talking about that shape today, how beautiful that is.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing that I felt in the drawing, was that the circle with these kind of radiating sideways, not just directly, roundly. And then
Oh, wow. That connection, that movement. Wow, how beautiful that is. Holding ourselves to our own heart spaces. And I always love these because they kind of give us a good feeling for what we're moving into. And I feel like there's a new wind coming into our heart here in this one. And that all of the threads that we've moved out that are already connected, that they're to listen to the prayers from 2012 to the prayers of 2020, that all of those strands, all of those filaments of light are here connecting us, that we know what to do next. That's my interpretation.
And the last was sort of a quick one, just while you were blowing the wind whistle.
We always love those wind blowing ones. And so for me, that's that gestation that we've all been waiting. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, thinking about this new time that's coming, like expecting a present at Christmas. And yet it's slowly growing inside. It's so slowly inside, growing and developing. And, it's like a fetus inside. You don't exactly know what it's going to look like until it starts to emerge and come out. And then it grows into something totally different than what you were expecting anyway. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here in this picture here. But that it's ready to speak. It's going to come out somewhat more fully formed than the innocent one. Beautiful. I love the color you're using today.
So should we kind of all focus together right now on doing one that everybody really watches? And however you would like to evoke it, I will respond. But I'm going to put you all down here so you can really watch. You see pretty well?
Mm-hmm. So let's send our intentions together. What to think about the wind spirit card you pulled, what it is that you want to release this gathering, what you're bringing to the fire, what you want to share with other people, what space, the kind of space you want to hold. Should I blow the whistle or should we do it quietly?
Why don't you blow the whistle? I like that.
I always like that too. And this is one of the new whistles from Chile. This is always my favorite part of seeing what's revealed and seeing what's revealed to me. And please feel free to comment in the Facebook chat about what's revealed to you, or if you're at home, send me an email and I'll be sure to pass it along. Wow, 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 wow. So to me, this speaks of all of these different currents, all of these different energies, all of these different opinions, and all of these different thinking and wind patterns moving along to create something that's more beautiful than we could ever imagine. There's the beauty in the center of this that is just really touching my soul in a very deep way. And it feels like out from the masculine, out from the feminine is coming something, a whole entirely new being that we can't describe, that we don't know, and that is going to surprise us all in a really beautiful way. She's my favorite so far. And Deborah's always really generous where she'll share these actual drawings with us so that you can add them to your altars and work with them and really bring them into the body of this work that we're going to be doing, or this beautiful ceremony that we're going to be sharing together, that this is also a part of it. We like to think that everything is a separate piece, but no, it's all connected. Those prayers from 2012 are connected as much today as ever. Would you like me to rattle a little for you?
Sure. And do you want to maybe speak some evocation for the next one also?
Yes. Let me call the winds. Let me call to the new winds. How's that? I call upon Eurus to bring in these new energies, these new ideas, these new ways of being, these new starts. And we know that with new starts, there comes a lot of nor'easters right up the coast, the the 40 inches of snow that covers the old, so that when it goes in the spring, that new life, new beings, new ideas, new thoughts can form with us. We call upon notice of the South. Our emotions have been tested this year. We have had to rearrange everything about our lives and see where our spiritual condition needed tending. What are our real needs? What are the things that we need to really be in harmony with ourselves, with our families, and our communities? Which desires no longer serve us? Which landmarks we no longer need to tromp over? And we call upon you, notice, to help us be in harmony with our needs and desires in the coming year. Zephyrus, the ending wind, the wind of the physical, all of those people who have been suffering, we offer them peace. We offer them our light. We light a candle for each of these people we lost this year, those people who are sick, those hospital workers who need to show up day in and day out to tend to this gigantic ending that we're experiencing here on the planet. May we all walk in peace together. We call upon Boreas, the cold north wind that lives beyond the furthest mountain, that we walk in alignment with our spiritual paths, our spiritual lights, and that if we forgot what energy is lighting our way, that this candle ceremony, as we connect all of ourselves in circle, that we can hold up a light for each other so we can find our way. And may we find the beauty in everything. Well, this one reminds me that time has shifted this year. And I know it because I was supposed to go to Germany to go see the Passion Play. And it's the year I didn't go to Germany to see the Passion Play because I think we reset time. And I think that whatever that big marker was for you, where that eye has moved over, it's about finding that new marker, that new anchor that's going to hold you as the winds start to blow even stronger in the coming days. And know that whatever it looks like, it's beautiful. And hold your peace. And look deeper into the eyes of the other so that you may too see the reflection of your own beauty and the reflection of your own soul and the reflection of your own light. Aho. So in this one, I'm reminded that in the silence, there's expansion. There's coming out of all different ways. All of the energy is radiating out. So it's not that we need to be loud or dancing in the saloons or anything else. But then in this solstice time, as you go in and tend to that inner light, that inner place in you, that you're going to create ripples out in the world that are bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So our 450 lights are going to reach millions of people. That's beautiful. And does this mean we're going to get a new third eye? It's going to be in the center of our solar plexus, that our power centers are going to radiate out that beingness and that strength and that joy. Love it. I would love to hear other people's feedbacks on these too.
Yeah.
This is just my interpretation.
That would be fun.
Yes, it would. So tell us what you see in each of these drawings, and we can post them all separately or together later. I know when Deborah gets around to it, she'll put
Yeah, that's something when I post them, you could write under each one your comments and what you see, which would be wonderful.
right,
Yeah.
because we always get,
Yeah.
So want to do this one and then do our ball meditation?
That's what I felt. I felt one more. We're in
Yeah,
sync
that's
here.
right.
Yep. So maybe whatever you'd like to evoke for this last image.
Well, I would love to. Do you want something playful from the solstice music that someone created?
Whatever is the impulse that comes to you.
Okay, I'm going to play this solstice music. Hold on. From this is the Whidbey Island. Thank you, Karen, for sharing this with us. Well, this one feels connected to the last one,
It
but
does. It
how
does.
we're going to move out is by moving and dancing and singing. And,
Yeah.
we went into this quiet lockdown, but maybe in 2021, we're going to come out singing and dancing and not having to move so much, but moving our energetics, moving our bodies. It's making me want to get up and, do a little jig. A friend of mine suggested that we're going to come back to the roaring 20s. That as we come out, we're going to come out emerging into something new, but we're going to be sourcing from a new center of what's our priorities and what is important to us and how do we want to be in the world, and not who we want to be, but how we want to show up in our lives. And this is very joyful. Mm-hmm. Those are awesome, Deborah. I love
wonderful. Yeah.
How they come out so much different. You never know, like
Every time. So I'm going to move over to just do a few minutes of music, right?
Oh, look at this. She's like already moved over. And for those of you who don't know, I did share all of those prayers from that time. So, and I'm happy to share it again. There's, a lot of prayers.
Just let me make sure that the right audio is on. No. Okay. So,
for those of you who are aspiring to do a lot more Facebook groups and get people like involved, the technology, you trip over it and then you get it. And then sometimes, you expand and expand.
So I'm just going to say.
Now we can hear
testing. Can you hear me now?
I hear you great.
Yes. Okay. Oh, it's quite a learning curve. You have no idea. To get the good sound on Zoom is challenging. So.
Right. And we're overcoming our Zoom phobias.
So now I'm going to turn my sound down so you don't get that in the mic because that'll cause a problem. Okay.
Okay. And for those of you who have Zoom phobias, you might want to join me for the 10-month apprenticeship program next year, because we're really going to help people get over all of their challenges so that they can really show up as servants in this world. The only thing left to say is thank you. Solstice blessings to everyone, and you can learn more about Deborah in the chat, but I think we're going to just leave it right here at this beautiful note. I'm in awe.